Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel and also welcome back to our Python series. So today we'll be diving into functions, one of the most powerful tool in any programming language. So what are functions? The basic questions when we learn about functions. So what are functions? So functions are basically a reusable recipe. So reusable recipe. So reusable recipe is nothing but you can write a block of code. Write a block of code once and then you can call it whenever you want. So this is what functions are. So it is something like reusable. You can keep on using. Once you have created a function, then you can call it whenever, how much time ever you want, you can be able to call it. So that is what functions are. Now, how do we define them? So we'll see how can we write these functions. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So how can we write the function? So we'll be writing a function by def and you'll be giving some kind of variable. I'll give greet and I'll open a parenthesis. I'll give colon, enter. And then I'll be giving print hello world. Okay. So this is how you write a function. So over here, def. So let me write below. So def over here is a keyword to define a function. And next we have greet. So over here, greet is nothing but the function name. And then we have parenthesis. So why do we use this parenthesis? For parameters. Parameters. And next we have given colon. So why do we give colon? So colon is nothing but it is for start of the function body. And then, so once we have given semicolon, then we'll be having indentation, which matters, which is 4 lines. And how do we call a function? So we call a function by giving greet. Okay. Now, first I'll just define this. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So I'll just define this couple of codes. So yeah, once it is defined, I'll just give greet. And if I execute, you can see over here, hello world will be printing. So this is a basic function which we'll be creating. Now, we'll see another function. So we'll also create another function here. So let me create another function for greet. Or let me use greet. And within parenthesis, I'll be giving some parameter called as name. And then I'll be giving colon enter. So now I'll be giving print. I'll just use a string formatting and I'll give hello, comma, and over here, whatever the parameter I'm giving, so should be printing over here. And then I'll give an exclamatory mark. Okay, now I'll just define this function also. I'll just execute. Now, so I'll call this function. So let me call this function by read and I have to give a parameter. So for an example, let me take Bob. Now, when I execute, so I'll be getting output as hello Bob. Now, let me give it some other name. So I'll just call it. So I'll just give hello 360 digit MG. If I give greet, so I can give n number of parameters. So once I define a parameters, I can use whatever names I want. So however I can call by giving different names or whatever words are there, I'll be giving and it will be calling. So it is very flexible to be using. Next, we'll see functions with written. So this particular function is, we have seen functions with parameter. Okay, now we'll see functions with written values. Huh. So how will I write code for this? So over here, let me define a function. So I'll give define. So maybe this return value will be mostly used in calling something out. So what output it should be returning. So let me take add. So I'll define a function called as add and parameters I'll be giving a comma b. So a comma b is nothing but two variables I need to assign. Now I'll be giving, instead of print, I'll be giving return. So what it should return? So it should return A plus B. Okay, so when I give values for A and B, it should add and give me the result as an output. So that is where return function is. So whenever you are using return function, mostly it will be arithmetic formula where you will be using mathematical functions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, modulus. So in these kind of things only you will be using. Now, let us call. So I can either call by add 2 comma 5. Now, so when I execute, I'll be getting 2 plus 5, 7 in the output. Just give me a moment. I haven't defined the function. Yeah, now I'll execute. So I'll be getting 7. So this is one way of calling the function. Now, we have another way of calling the function. So how will I call? So I'll be giving result is equals to add 5 plus 5. And then I'll be giving print result. Okay, now when I execute this and when I run, oh my bad, I have to give comma. Yes. So now I'll execute this and I'll this. So I'll be getting output. So I can either directly call with the function name or I can assign some variable and I'll be calling the function. So this is another thing. Now, let us see a small real experience example. Over here we'll see a small real example. Okay, now, so what we'll be seeing? Let us build. So let's build a tiny function to check if the number is even. Okay, now we'll just try to check whether the number is even or not. So how do we check? By giving some same function. We'll use function and we'll be doing. So over here, I'll be defining. So is even. So I'm giving a function name called as is even, and with this parenthesis, I'll just give a parameter called as number. I'll start the function by giving. So over here, so something I need an output using arithmetic. So I'll be doing return. I'll be using return number. Then to find even numbers, I'll be using modulus 2 is equals to 0. So if any number divided by 2 and if I'm getting the remainder 0, then it is obviously a even number. Okay, now let me execute. So I'll define the function. Now let us call the function. So I'll be calling print is even and I'll be giving 4. I'll just call it. So it is true. So yes, 4 modulus 2, I'll be getting 0. So it is true. Now let me print same is even, and if I give 7, I'll be getting the remainder as 1. So it is false. So this is how you create a small example. So whenever you're using mathematical calculation, that time you will be using return function. The rest of the time you will be using print function. Now we'll see what are the benefits of functions. Benefits of function. Yeah. So the first benefit of function is it avoids repetition. So it avoids repetition and it is easier debugging. And which is also very, so whenever you write, it is very clean. I mean, it is easy to, like what to say, it is very cleaner and modular code. It is cleaner modular code. And then, so you can test functions individually. So it is not like you can test the function group or group by group. So you can test the function individually also. So you can test functions individually. Now, let us try a small mini challenge kind of thing. A mini challenge kind of an example. We'll just try to see. So we'll just try with, so we'll just write a function that multiplies two numbers. Now, so how can I write? So I'll define a function called as multiply. And I'll give some parameters a comma b semicolon, and then I'll be giving. So since I need to find the mathematical value, I'll be using return. Return a into b. Now I'll define this function. Now I'll just call by multiple of 3 comma 6. And if I execute, I'll be getting 18 as an output. So this is how we define. So yeah, so this is what functions are, which is easy. So as I said, we'll just have a quick recap what we have seen. So functions are reusable recipes, which you can write a block of code once and then you can call it whenever you want. So we have seen a basic how to create a function by giving, you'll always start with giving a keyword, that is define, DEF, to define a function, and then continuing by it, you'll be giving a function name. Whatever function name is there, you'll be giving, and then you'll be giving a parenthesis for the parameters in that, and colon. So colon is nothing but to start the function body, and then you'll be giving indentation after, you'll be giving print or return. Now I've already defined this greet in line number 4. Now over here, if I just call greet and execute, so it will be printing. So once it is defined, you no need to again define the same thing. So this is why functions are called as reusable code. I hope you have gained some kind of knowledge about the functions. Thank you guys. I think we'll continue in the next session. The next topic we'll be seeing into next session. Thank you. Have a great day.